Welcome to SB Xanadu. I've got a hibachi catch and cook for you today. Right here we've got the hibachi with the catfish skins and the bacon crisping up. And then I've got fresh caught catfish paired with our shrimp and our beef bison protein. We're going to put some mushrooms and some sauce on that. Alright, what do you think about that? That's number 2 for the captain. Alright, it's the next morning, having the coffee, trying to get my head in the game, get this fish out of the cooler, get it filleted. Got the knife sharpened up. Let's go get this fish out of the cooler. The beauty. Good size catfish right there, good for lunch. We're going to get this dispatched, get it filleted, and we're going to make this on the hibachi. Alright, I got the fish out. Got the fish bled out. Got them on the cutting board right here. Now it's going to have a little nerves, you know, but first of all, I want to cut through these fins the best I can. Okay, I made a cut on the fin there, and you can see once I put the cut in them, they kind of go down. Now I can lay it flat. I couldn't lay it flat earlier because they were sticking out. When the nerves settle down, everything's ready to go. Now what I do on this is I go ahead and fillet them right here like this. I don't chop the head, I don't gut it. This is the perfect size. I'm going to fillet it I'm going to start by making a cut right here. And you can see the rib cage is right there. So I'm going to make a cut up here around this fin. If you get to, I want to get this piece out here. I know it's high up. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. Spine is right there. So I want to get this high up as I can to make the fillet as big as possible and get a starter space on it. Alright. So now I can get my knife up under there and I can feel that spine down in there. And I can feel this down to the spine. And I want to follow the spine through the cut, all the way through the tail. Okay. So here it goes. Just like that. So you can see I followed the spine all the way down. I got as far up as possible. I didn't get into the cavity. That was a good cut. That's a good fillet right there. Alright, I can leave that bit of skin attached right there if I want to de-skin it. I'll show you how to take the skin off. So I'm going to move the fish over, and I left it attached. And now I'm going to come back. Well, I should have left a little bit more attached, but that's okay. I just hold that with my glove, and I'm going to come back and get it flat. Yeah, while I'm holding the skin down with my thumb, I can just kind of cut through and take the skin off like that. I'm bending the knife. A fillet knife, you can bend it so it's flat. You can see the skin's coming off. There you go. So the skin's off, and we have the perfect fillet right there. That's why I like this size fish. That's a good serving. That's a good 4-ounce serving right there. So I'm going to do the other side, and you can actually eat the skin. I'm probably going to use the skin, cut it up, and fry it, and make some crackling, some fish crackling out of that. So I'll just set that to the side right there. All right. Let's turn the fish over and do the other side. So you can see I left more skin on that right there, so it kind of helps hold it and start the fillet off. Not like the first piece. This piece went a little easier. There it is. Alright, got my crackling skin. Got the fillets right there. So that's a pretty easy cut. You can see right there. Again, right there with the spine. 2 good catfish fillets. These are ready to cook. Alright, that was a beautiful fish right there. We're going to go ahead and take that and dispose of it and get our catfish in a marinade. And we're going to make sure that we have that in the fridge and ready for later. Alright, I got the fillets washed up. I'm going to lay them on a paper towel here. Kind of pat them dry. Pat them dry with another paper towel. So I want to prepare these in a bag and marinate them. So how I do that is I'm going to go ahead and oil them down. Spray some oil like that. I'm going to use my spice blend, the Queen Anne's Revenge. I make this and sell this in Texas locally. Just put a bit of that on there. Then I'm going to flip it over and do the same process. I get a little bit of that goodness on there and get this ready in my bag. Put this in a Ziploc baggie, lay it flat, squeeze out the air, and zip it tight. That's how I marinate the fish. We're going to put that in the fridge. That's going to be good later. I've got the crackling, the skins of the catfish cut lengthwise right there. I'm going to go ahead and wash those off and get those in the bag as well. I'm going to fry those up with some bacon. We're going to have a good hibachi. Stay tuned. We're going to get this cooked and I'll show you the finished product. I've got a link in the description for the hibachi plate and the butane grill. Check down below. I've got everything laid out here for the hibachi. So you can see I've got a little bit of bison, a little bit of New York strip, our shrimp, our catfish we just caught, some bacon to go with those catfish skins, and a portobello and a lemon. Let me show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to get everything ready for the hibachi, and we'll go over to the hibachi and we'll get this cooked up and you can see how it's done. I'm just going to slice everything kind of large there in strips like that. I'm going to line it up, and I need to space this out a little bit on the cutting board so that I can season it. Now the star of the show, our catfish. Same process. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to cross cut it into some strips like that. We've already had the seasoning on there marinating in the refrigerator. And last but not least, our catfish skins. I'm going to lay those out like that. Alright, there you have it. This knife does a great job. This is a new set of knives I have. I'm trying it out. It's a Japanese cutlery knife. It's very nice, very sharp. Alright, we've got that going. Let's slice this lemon. I got some extra virgin organic olive oil. I'm going to spray these down so the spices will stick. I like a little bit of the Creole, the Tony's. This gives a little more sodium, pepper. Alright. Now we have to just get that on the tray to take over to the hibachi. Just let's check this hibachi out. This is perfect for anybody's table. You can put your hibachi pan right on to the butane stove burner. We can cook it right here on the table. We're just going to put our fresh stuff here, and we're going to come over and cook it right here. Alright, we've got our protein tray right here. Okay, for the sauce, we want to put the sauce out there so we can baste while we're doing the hibachi. So what we need here 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. 1, 2. 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. I'm going to use the pickle juice pepper sauce, the salty pirate. Arg. It's kind of spicy. I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon in there. And next, I'm going to take these lemons and get some citric going down in there. Right there. Got a little bit of my light beer right here. And put that in there. Instead of water. You know how we do it on the boat? Okay, that makes a good sauce right there. That's a basting sauce for the hibachi. I think we have all of our ingredients. Our portobellos are going to go on this cutting board here. I'm going to take all this over to the salon where we're going to assemble our hibachi. Alright, we've got this griddle pan. It's about 16 inches. It works on an induction. It's magnetic on the bottom and it works on the fire as well. So all we have to do is engage the bottle like that. There it is. That easy. Very easy. Let's heat that griddle up. Alright, we've got our tongs right there. We're going to spray a little bit of the oil down on the griddle. We're going to wait for that to heat up for a second. And I'll show you how to do this. We're going to put our sauce over here while that's heating up. I'm just going to take the sauce. That goes in the marinade bowl just like that. We'll take our hot sauce, our Pirate Rodney, salty pirate, and put it in this side. Now you could use anything here. You could use Tabasco, you could use Cholula, whatever you like. Take our tongs. We want to use tongs that won't scratch up the non-stick surface. We want to start with this bacon. Let's get the bacon and the catfish skins done first. So we're going to put those right in there like that. Let's see, put the bacon over here. And we're going to utilize the bacon fat and the oil to cook the rest of the protein and to crisp up these catfish skins. I'm going to put them skin side down for this first go around. A lot of times we leave these on the fish, but we knew that we were going to use the hibachi, so we wanted to kind of make some crispy sides. See how that just already starting to crisp up right there. After these crisp up, we're going to flip them, and then we're going to start putting our other protein, our fish, our shrimp. This is going to be a good hibachi. Stay tuned. Right here we've got the hibachi with the catfish skins and the bacon crisping up. And then I've got fresh caught catfish paired with our shrimp and our beef and bison protein. We're going to put some mushrooms and some sauce on that. Alright, the catfish skins. Look at that. Goodness right there. We got the bacon off. We got the catfish skins off. Let those drain over here. And we've got that bacon grease down there to start the rest of the protein. Alright, here's how we do it. There's that catfish. Let's get some catfish out there. Oh, there's the sizzle. Right there. Let's get it out there. There we go. Okay, let's get some shrimp on there. How about some New York strip? That fat will render down in there and keep the fat going in the middle. Woo! Okay, that's a good start. So we're going to cook this up. We're going to flip it over when it browns. And then we're going to put our portobellos out there and put our seasonings and our sauce out there. This is a simple, easy way. I love this. Alright, let's see how these are working. Oh yeah. Those are going to be tender. I'm going to flip these over. I'm going to move them up to the sides a little bit. After that fat is rendered down, that fish is tender. Flip those shrimp over. Okay, we kind of make a hole in the middle right there. Then I'm going to add some mushrooms right to the middle. These put a good amount, they shrink down. Alright, here's where the sauce and the spices come in. We'll spray it down with a little bit more oil so the spices will stick. Put the spices on like that. Then I can use the marinade that we made earlier. We can get all that goodness all over that. Now that's going to add more liquid, and you may have to increase the heat just a bit. Oh look, I've got a piece of crispy catfish skin. Put that in some guacamole. We're going to let this simmer down, let those mushrooms cook, let everything marinate, and then we'll get it on the plate, and I'll show you how it looks like in the end result. Okay, this is fried up nicely. Let's turn the heat off. That disengages the bottle. It's all safe. I'll lay some shrimp on right there like that. Some mushrooms. Alright, look at that protein plate right there. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of the Pirate Rodney's pickle juice pepper sauce. Put that right over everything. Okay, let's try the catfish skins. Crunchy, fabulous, bacon. That goes perfect with that. I'm going to make a little space right there for this catfish that we caught. Oh, it's tender. It's going to fall apart. Better just be careful with that. Browned up really nicely. Woo! That's hot. Try that out. Mmm. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That marinade works perfect with this catfish. All of these are turning out great. Very easy to do on the hibachi, on the boat, or your camping site. Or you could do it on the back patio. Or you could do it in the kitchen. You just got to make sure you have ventilation if you're using this butane fire. Ultimate protein plate right there for you. As always, we do awesome recipes here on the boat. Stop eating like a prisoner and eat like a pirate.